Change and thirst for a formula that produces a successfully managed lifestyle. Hi, I'm Dr. Gerald Cook. Join me on my new show, Eat to Live, on PM Talk, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Tune in so we can discuss and learn exactly what it takes to eat healthy, live life longer, and enjoy it prosperously. This Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. only on Urban Podcast Media. That's Eat to Live with Dr. Gerald Cook. This Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. only on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com.
The following show is being programmed and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Hi, welcome. I am SkychiTravels, Janice Temple, your host for the Skychi Travel Guide, every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Let me share with you a little bit about who I am. I'm SkychiTravels because I love to fly in the sky, and I'm from Chi-Town, Chicago. My most recent career was as a flight attendant for 7 years at a regional carrier where I flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. I'm also a travel blogger. We're going to share with you flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. I lived as an expat for 6 years with my family in France, Belgium, Venezuela, Argentina, and Turkey. I met my ex-husband in Paris, France. We had a whirlwind romance in Paris, the city of love. My ex-husband was a professional international basketball player whose career we followed around like a bouncing basketball from country to country. We have 4 adult offspring, 1 son and 3 daughters. 2 of our daughters were born overseas. 1 was born in Belgium and the other was born in Turkey. I'd like you to follow the Skychi Travel Guide on Facebook at www.facebook.com, the Skychi Travel Guide, and subscribe to our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com, to learn more about our travel experiences. If you're just now joining our show, you can call in to Urban Broadcast Media with questions or comments at 312-754-4333. And you can also listen online at the urbanbroadcastmedia.com/dj/skychi-travel-guide-live. So today we are going to be talking about Atlantic Impact. Atlantic Impact is a charity organization for a group of students from the Detroit area, and they're planning a trip to Barbados this year. And so it's a 3-year program, and basically Atlantic Impact takes a group of students that are in low-income, at-risk communities. They take them on field trips of culture out into their community, out into their neighborhood, and then they take them on an international trip, which will be coming up this August. They're going to take them to Barbados. Last year was the first year that they did the program, and they took a group of students to England. And so this resonates for me, I guess, for a couple of reasons. I think that culture is very important. Exposing students or young people, the youth, getting people out of their community, off their block, out of their neighborhood, taking them downtown to experience culture. So we're going to be talking today about ways to prepare for travel. So people should experience culture before they go on trips. So I just want to share an interview that I did with Anise Hayes of Atlantic Impact. And so we'll play that video for you now.
Hi, Janice. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. We're happy to finally catch up with you. You've been traveling. I have, and I'm so sorry. I was able to follow this happening in university, so we really appreciate the fact that you did that. And it seemed like this was a really good opportunity for them and for yourself guys as well. Oh, yeah. We hope to have them back. That was great. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you get started. Where did it start at that? Sure. So the idea for Atlantic Impact actually came while I was traveling. So I was in Armenia at the time, and I was traveling with a local organization over by Armenia, which provides Armenian diaspora from all around the world and to go to Armenia and live up the heritage culture of that country. And it was one of those random situations where they invited me on one of the trips, and I was not expecting them to invite me because I was not really part of the program. I was there working. But it was just a phenomenal opportunity to really be a program that uses travel to inspire young people to really do great things in this world. And so that's really where the idea for Atlantic Impact came from. The organization works with Armenia really works with very specific demographic. You have to be of Armenian background, for instance, to participate. So we really wanted to find a program or build a program that would provide the opportunity for not only inner city kids who really never believed that travel would be something that they could be a part of. We wanted to create the opportunity for them to really combine history and then also travel to create empowerment in their own lives. So tell us, why were you working in Armenia? Sure. So I was working with an organization called Underbar International. I was doing a research project there on both urban and rural literary issues. So it was just I was there. It was one of those situations where the opportunity arose, and I decided to take it. I didn't know too much about Armenia at the time when I went there. So it was a really great way to kind of learn about Armenian culture in a new place, as well as really gain inspiration for my own life. And I really say that going to Armenia changed my life profoundly. And so I really think that travel, you have the chance to do so, can really make a huge life. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. So tell us a little bit about the Atlantic Impact structure of the program. Sure. Background on that. Sure. So Atlantic Impact starts a 10th grade year for students in Greece. And so the first year of the program is really kind of focused on community engagement. We have students meeting once a week after school, and then also one Saturday night to go out to different historical sites or internationally is to really help them understand their own heritage. We have a very much a local model where if you don't understand your local first, it's really difficult to kind of understand how the world connects to your home. So we spend that first year really engaging with our students and having them appreciate and really understand where it comes from, both historically and also the second year of our program takes place really in their sophomore year in summer, and that's when they do their international trip. So we connect the local really to on that experience. The kids throughout the year have been reading a book that ties to the history of Barbados, and they really have the chance to connect their own personal history in with the Barbados trip. After they come back from the trip, we come back and we say that we have a whole away home model. And so our kids also went through an underground railroad station. So at the base of the church, you can actually go through the experience of safety on the Underground Railroad. Detroit's right on the border with Canada, so the idea is that there's escaping from Detroit to Canada. They go to the basement of the church, and there's a lot of actors there telling them to run, and they run. They get on a raft at one point and pretend going across the river in Canada. So it's a really great way for our kids to really see the monumental impact that Detroit had during that time. And also provides ways to connect with them and Barbados and Barbados as a country and a lot of historical ties during the time of and actually the plantation system that we had in the United States actually came from Barbados at the similar time in Barbados. So we really talk about that with our kids, help them understand how there are all these historical ties. Another thing that we did as well was that Detroit's very so they went to the Ford factory, which is one of the oldest factories in the world for the automotive industry. So they went through and they learned about labor, they learned about how people their
I don't know what's going on with this computer. It don't come on.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's okay.
To grow that country and develop that place around sugar as a business. And so we talked about what
What's going on?
You know what, because we got some outage downstairs too.
So we spent, the organization, the idea of the organization about in 2010, and we spent the first 2 years really working.
I mean, she said it's fine, so you could probably work on it when you get out there.
Okay, yeah, we got an extra fiber around here somewhere, because we downstairs too, the studio's out.
Professors, we had a connection with the United Nations, organization, and they, all of those different worked with us to develop what we do. So we had many connections and many people contributed to the overall curriculum for the program.
That's fantastic. So how did you, I saw the video talking about songs that inspired them and how that will be things to be like hip hop therapy in a sense, because there, one of the young men talking about a rapper and relating to the rapper. It seems like hip hop therapy, which is a new, I guess, way to use rap music to get
So just a little bit of background on that experience that we had. So our students, Motown is another big like that Detroit has. So there's a Motown museum here, and our students went to the Motown museum.
Give me back.
And they explored the history and the musical legacy that Detroit has. So part of that experience was really talking about music and talking about how music has a way of inspiring. And so we went through and we talked about how music has social change. We connected a lot of that to the history of the civil rights movement and how music is integral to that movement. So we have the students really think about how music is integral to their own lives and kind of the movement in their own lives and talking about
No, the call-in.
So we had a group last year who went to England. So that was our first year. That was our pilot year program. So we've been running the program since 2012. It started in 2010, did the 2 years of development, and then launched the program in 2012. So our first group of students went through last year, and they went to England. They went to Bristol, England, which was one of the largest ports during the time of the slave trade. So they explored that history. So that was kind of the first experience that we had with students. The United Nations officials that we worked with really recommended that if we were planning an international trip, we should, for the first time, we should go to a country that would be kind of an easier in or an easier kind of way of working through that experience. And so they really suggested that we start with England. It was a way to kind of see how the students react to that experience, what things that we should change or not change, how the program was really clicking and working together. And so that was kind of the reason why we chose that country, just on our recommendations of others. And it was, I think it was new enough experience for the kids, but at the same time, there was a lot of familiarity with Domino's Pizza was in Bristol, for instance, and so was Subway. So they were able to eat the food that they know of, and it wasn't too much of a culture shock for them. But now we're thinking about how we can more culture and more differences in travel. And so now that's why we're going to send the next step of our journey.
Okay, so do you have the United Nations on your advisory board at this point, or?
We do. So one of our advisory board members is Professor Sylvia Fry. And she was a national coordinator for the United Nations in the U.S. She worked with the ASPET school district, or school system, which is the United Nations set of schools that are around the world. And so she was one of the people that was really integral to the process of us doing all the planning and shaping of the program. We also had other people who were working with us, someone at the State Department worked with us, for instance, a few other United Nations officials as well. So we really took the time to think this through and plan this out, and really think about how this would make the greatest impact for the students that we're working with.
I am very, very impressed with your program.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's very unique, and it's a model for other places, for other cities, such as Chicago. I'd love to see it here. Definitely. I mean, I can see the value in it. That is why I'm so interested in supporting you guys in any way possible.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit on your funding. So, are you guys sponsors or?
So we have all of the challenges that newer nonprofits have, and that's the fact that we are small and we lack a certain level of name recognition compared to the other really big organizations out there. So that's kind of been that is kind of reflected on our funding stream as well, and trying to just get our name out there, understand what this organization is, and really talk about the power behind our program. We've been lucky enough to get sponsorship for the programs that we've been doing. We're, of course, continuing to look for additional sources of revenue and really think about how we can grow this program out. You were mentioning we'd love to see this program in Chicago. We would love to see this program in Chicago as well. So we are really thinking about how can we grow in a sustainable way and really think about how to get this program in new places and new cities, because that's really important. We want to be able to bring this program to as many students as we can. And so we are looking for those additional sources of revenue. And I know that you found out about us through one of our new ways that we were thinking of funding, which is our blogger challenge. And so kind of another outlet and another way of thinking of how we provide resources, financial resources for our youth program.
I think the market challenge is excellent. I'd like to see it expanded. I mean, there are just so many bloggers. Maybe e-bags might be one option. So, but I think it's a program. So we will continue to support and promote you definitely. How can people contact you?
Sure. So you guys, or anyone can contact us on our website. So we are contact information on the website is atlanticimpact.org. We're also very active on social media. We have a Twitter account, and you can follow us on going to our hashtag or our Twitter handle. Sorry, that's Atlantic_impact. So I'll just say that again. That's a little bit, but it's Atlantic_impact. And then we're also on Facebook, and our Facebook contact is Atlantic Impact. And also on our website, our contact information is there, including our organizational phone number, and then also our organizational email address, which is info@atlanticimpact.org. So we're out there. It's really easy to get in contact with us, especially through the website. All of our information is right there. Our contact information is right at the bottom of the website.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking time out and sharing your organization with us. And please contact Anise Hayes at AtlanticImpact.org. The organization. And
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, if you're just joining the Skychi Travel Guide Live, I'll recap for you. That was an interview with Atlantic Impact co-founder Anise Hayes. She went to the Middle East and got the concept to come back to Detroit and start an after-school program for youth that are at risk in the community, to take them and to connect them to their local culture and history. The second year, they go on an international trip. This year, they'll be going to Barbados to connect Barbados to their history. And the end goal is for them to become agents of change in their community. So if you're just joining us, you can call in with questions or comments. And the number to call in is 312-754-4333. And you can call in to Urban Broadcast Media Talk Live at 312-754-4333. And so Anise Hayes had mentioned a little bit about the Detroit students going to the Motown Museum, and then they had an after-school assignment to discuss songs that inspired them. One of the youth talked about Eminem, who is a rapper from Detroit, and how he connected to him. And so there is this new psychology therapy using hip-hop music to counsel youth in troubled therapy. So there was an article written in the Huffington Post yesterday titled "Hip Hop's Promising New Role in Troubled Youth Therapy." And basically, the article, it was an interview with Sandrine Robinson, or Sandrine Head, who happens to be my oldest daughter, who was born in Belgium. And she's a clinical psychology student at Uniformed Services University of Health Sciences, and she published an article in the American Psychology Association newsletter titled "Dreams and Nightmares: What Hip Hop Can Teach Us About Black Youth." And she describes her experience of using hip hop to counsel at-risk youth. So during Sandrine's, counseling sessions with at-risk youth who were assigned to her by the court system, the Washington, D.C. court system, she started using hip-hop therapy as a way to connect with them. She writes, "Hip-hop therapy has elements of expressive therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. Hip-hop music is utilized to engage clients in treatment by helping establish rapport with the therapist. Music can also help clients identify emotions and reframe cognition." So as a way to prepare students, you have to meet them where they are. So one example she gave was Chief Keef, Meek Mills, and Rick Ross. So she said that Meek Mills was very, very helpful in one of his songs called Traumatized, because the youth that are in the streets that are witnessing the violence and witnessing their friends die are being traumatized, and basically so that they need psychological counseling for that. And so rap music is one way to prepare them to connect to their history and their culture. You can't just walk up to them and say, as she's quoted as saying, one of the things that she learned about the process of writing this article is the controversy over the kind of music people think they should be used in therapy. On the XSL Facebook page, someone asked, why would you use Meek Mill, saying there's no context there, there's nothing useful? But I strongly argue that you have to meet the client where they are. If the client is listening to Meek Mill, then I can't say, well, today you're going to listen to Talib Kweli or you're going to listen to Common. You can't force anything on them. My approach in selecting songs is choosing what they're listening to. I've integrated Nas and Kanye West for clients that only listen to Meek Mill, Rick Ross, and Chief Keef. That's part of the treatment for my approach. You shouldn't do that in the beginning. So we are about to go on break. If you want to join in the conversation, please call 312-754-4333. Okay. Hi, welcome back. This is Janice with the Skychi Travel Guide, your host every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. If you're just joining our show, we discuss flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. So I'm a former flight attendant for a regional carrier where I worked, flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. I'm also a travel blogger. I've lived as an expat in France, Belgium, Venezuela, Argentina, and Turkey. And now I'm currently a travel agent as well. So if you want to contact me, you can call me at 904-515-2995 for help with booking your vacations. I have access to travel agent only specials at lower rates than you can buy on the internet. So give me a call. Once again, travel agent Janice, 904-515-2995. And just before the break, we were discussing hip-hop music being used as therapy. There was an article written in the Huffington Post it was an interview published by one of my daughters, Sandrine Robinson. She was born in Belgium, where we lived as an expat. And she uses the music of Chief Keef to meet students where they are. And so this connects to Atlantic Impact, which is a not-for-profit organization in Detroit, which was started by Anise Hayes. And if you missed her interview, you can go on YouTube and Google Atlantic Impact Anise Hayes interview, A-N-I-S-E Hayes, H-A-Y-E-S. And she talks about how they took a field trip to the Motown Museum, and then they asked the students to write about what inspired them. And one of the students, of course, mentioned the rapper Eminem being from Detroit and how he connected with him. And so we're now going to talk about ways to prepare to travel. So if you have a young person or if you have your children and you're thinking about going on a trip, you don't just book the trip and take them. You have to prepare them before they go. So some of the ways that you do that would be take them on field trips to cultural museums. So, for example, if you're in the city of Chicago, you can go to the Chicago Public Library. They have passes to museums, the zoos, free Ravinia tickets. Everything is free. You just need a library card. You go sign up for a library card, and you can check out the passes. And you can take your children or family members. I mean, you can take nieces, nephews, whoever it is that you want to introduce culture to, and you just take them to different events. And also other events that you could take them to, for example, in the city of Chicago would be the Daily Center. Every noon, they have a performance of some type, music, cultural performance. They'll have dancing from Poland. They'll have booths set up, Italian food, French food, German food. So there are free events that you can take them to. And then the Cultural Center, which is also located downtown, is another place that you can take young people to experience culture, to prepare them, say, for a flight on an international trip or even a domestic trip. And if that is not available to you, just go to the library or get on YouTube and Google videos about foods in different countries, places to visit in different countries, and just expose yourself and prepare yourself for different ways to travel. Say, for example, to Barbados. If you were going to Barbados, you could go get on YouTube and just put in travel videos to YouTube, and then you'll have a whole plethora of videos to look at. So if you are just joining the conversation, we are talking about ways to prepare for travel. And if you have questions or comments, you can call 312-754-4333. And also let us know what travel topics you'd like to hear discussed on the next show. Other ways that you can prepare young people to eat more than, say, fast food, Subway, McDonald's, Burger King, is to take them to local ethnic restaurants. So you can start with, say, Jamaican food or French food. There are family-owned restaurants where the food is authentically cooked as if it's in their own kitchen. That is what an ethnic restaurant is. And they're not expensive. I mean, you can eat, say, have a decent lunch for about $10, the same that you would pay at a fast food restaurant. And that's another way to go on a field trip. One of my favorite restaurants that's located in downtown Chicago, just behind Trump Tower, is called Buongiorno's, and it's a little Italian eatery, and they have like this great pizza special for, I think it's like $6, and the chef is from Sardinia, Italy. So when you go there, it's like you're in Italy eating Italian food, fresh Italian food made by Italians. So that is available, and you should go ahead and take advantage of it. So I also mentioned that you should look at travel videos on YouTube, and the Skychi Travel Guide has 2 YouTube channels beside the Skychi Travel Guide Live, and I invite you to subscribe to all 3 channels. Some of the Skychi Travel Guide YouTube channel videos that you could look for would be videos on Canada. Canada is a very close place if you're in Detroit or in Chicago to drive to. You could take a field trip and take your family there. But to prepare yourself, you could look at some videos that I've done on Canada, as well as some other places. And also, other ways to prepare to travel would be to read travel blogs. And of course, you can subscribe to the Skychi Travel Guide blog at the skychitravelguide.blogspot.com. And so now we're going to be talking about when the airport falls apart and flights are canceled. So people think when they go on vacation that the vacation is going to be absolutely perfect. They're going to go to the airport, they're going to go get on the plane, and then they'll be at their destination. And I mean, if you watch commercials or if you watch movies and TV, it looks like that's the way that it should be. But unfortunately, things go wrong. Travel can be messy, travel can be stressful, it can be frustrating, and it can be difficult. So it's been raining quite a bit in the Chicago area. There have been lots of canceled flights at O'Hare and Midway. And the monitors, the departure boards, go crazy with yellow or canceled flights. And so I'm going to now talk about some things that will hopefully help you to deal with those stressful situations. So if you're just tuning into the Skychi Travel Guide Live and you have questions or comments, you can give us a call at 312-754-4333 and join in on the conversation. Maybe you've experienced a canceled flight. Let us know what you did or how you dealt with it. So as a former flight attendant, had lots of canceled flights, saw lots of passengers freaking out in the airport, yelling, screaming, and hollering. So first of all, I would say that you should be patient and be calm. Yelling and screaming and hollering at the pilots or the flight attendants or the gate agents, that does not help your situation. It may relieve some stress on you, but no, that is not the way to react. You have to have like a plan B and C when you travel. If something happens and it rains and it starts lightning, they close the ramps because they don't want the ramp workers to be struck by lightning, so planes can't go out, the bags can't be loaded. So yeah, sometimes it happens where it might be lightning for an hour. So then all those flights are canceled. So then what happens to you? Well, the rebooking of your flight actually depends upon your airline loyalty membership and status. So that's why it's important to sign up for the airline rewards programs. Say for American Airlines, you would become an Advantage member. It's important to do that because the computer system looks for your Advantage number when it goes to rebook passengers. Those are the first passengers, I guess, on the priority to be rebooked. Then after that, it goes by your status. So there are people that fly Monday through Friday, every day for years, and they acquire tons of miles. So those are the passengers that are reaccommodated first and then on down. After that, the next priority for rebooking of flights is passengers who have booked on OTAs, which is online travel agencies, or that's what they're so called. For example, Priceline, Expedia, Orbitz. Those are going to be rebooked after the airline loyalty members. So sometimes, say for example, during this summer season, when flights are overbooked and all the planes are full, you may end up being in the airport for days or hours. So just be prepared, and you have to have a plan B. You have to have money set aside maybe to take the bus to where you want to go, or to rent the car to where you want to go, or purchase a train ticket to where you want to go. You have to have a little backup money when you're traveling, or even to rent hotel rooms for a few days. So the airline will try to rebook you. If there are no seats available, they will give you the option to take a bus. Sometimes they provide a shuttle bus. Say from Chicago to Milwaukee, they would provide a shuttle bus for you. Or they may give you a Greyhound bus voucher, which would mean that you lose the value of your ticket. Or you may have to rent a car to drive to your final destination. And sometimes you have to purchase a train ticket on Amtrak. Or be prepared to get a hotel room. They give vouchers at a discount rate so that maybe you can get a hotel room for $50 or $60. But sometimes all the hotel rooms are sold out and there's nothing you can do. So that's the time you start asking about cots and blankets and possibly where you can sleep. Another option is to buy a day pass to one of the lounges at the airport. I think they're like $50 for the day. Some lounges have shower facilities, so you're able to freshen up. So when you are flying, you should pack a carry-on, which is less than 15 inches wide, that does not have to be checked. And in there, you should have a change of clothes, your toiletries, which are 311. 311 means 3 ounces or less, and they go in a plastic bag. So, for example, you should pack a toothbrush, deodorant, toothpaste, mouthwash, maybe wipes, possible little travel soap, something like that, so that you're prepared for situations of being stuck in an airport, because it is quite common. Also, a travel blanket, neck pillow, you could pack those as well. So these are just some tips for how to survive with being in the airport. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Skychi Travel Guide Live, and we are talking about ways to survive the canceled flights due to rain or lightning strikes, and things that you can do. And so I'm a travel agent. My number is 904-515-2995. And if you want help with booking hotels and vacations, please give me a call at 904-515-2995. I have access to travel agent only specials, which are lower than the online ones that you can book, say, at the OTAs, Priceline, Travelocity, Orbitz. And so now we're going to go back to what you can do to help yourself when you're stuck in an airport. So I recall one time I got off a flight and I could see people like standing around. Nobody was really going anywhere. I didn't see any flight crews there. I didn't see pilots and flight attendants coming and going. And what happens when the flights are canceled? The flight crews cannot come into work. So they get stuck at their home airport, which means that more flights are canceled because they lack the crews to fly the planes. And so it was one of those times when the airport fell apart and things were going crazy, and all the boards were yellow. The monitors that list the flight departures and cities and the times, all of those were yellow, which is not a good sign. And there were lots and lots of canceled flights on there. And then at the gates, they would have, say, a flight up there, and then, you know, there'd be tons of people standing around saying, you know, my flight is not on the board. I can't find my flight. Sometimes when the airport falls apart, you can't call reservations. The phone lines, I mean, they can't accommodate everybody or rebook everybody, so you can't call reservations. That does happen. Sometimes you can't go to the kiosk and get a boarding pass because things have just gone haywire. It's just a system overload. And so they don't issue boarding passes, and you're like, okay, well, how can I find out what flight I can get on next? So that's a time to be calm. Don't yell at anybody. You want to approach the gate agent in a friendly manner. They're stressed out. People have been yelling and screaming at them. So when you go and talk to a gate agent, I don't know, maybe you can give them a little piece of chocolate or something, or a cookie or something like that, because, you know, just being nice and pleasant, and, you know, be understanding that they're having a tough time, even though you are too, but do not yell at them. That is you will not get on a flight that way. So you just go and you ask them, like, what's the next available flight I can get on? So if they tell you a few days, don't get upset. Just be patient and then go back and talk to them later again. Wait until the line has gone down. If there are like 20 people in line, then that's not the time to be there in line. Wait until, you know, it's just a couple of people in line. Or wait until, you know, everybody's gone away from the gate, and then that's the time to go and talk to them. That's the best way to approach gate agents to try to get on a flight. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Skychi Travel Guide Live, and we are talking about what to do when the airport falls apart and there are canceled flights. And I'm just giving tips on how to approach gate agents. So you have to understand, when it is raining and it's lightning, that they shut down the ramp because they don't want anyone to die. I mean, rampers have been, you know, struck by lightning. So they are not allowed to work when it is lightning. And so when it is lightning, they shut down the ramp. And then every time the lightning strikes, the ramp is closed for, say, another 10 minutes or 20 minutes or so. So it happens every time the lightning strikes. It goes until the last strike, and then, say, 10 minutes after that, then it opens up. Then they can start loading bags. Then they can start taxing in planes or letting planes leave. So there are times when you should be prepared, like this rainy summer season, that you should be prepared for things to go wrong. If you check the weather, then, hey, you should get that small carry-on that's less than 15 inches wide. You pack your toiletries, 3 ounces or less, a change of clothes, a blanket, a neck pillow. You have to be prepared to be stuck in an airport. No one ever tells you this, but I pack that way. As a flight attendant, I've been stuck in airports myself. I mean, airline personnel, we sleep in airports all the time. So, I mean, people are doing it all the time. Or you go and look for a cot with a pillow and a blanket. It's also good to have the airline phone number in your cell phone before you leave on a trip, the hotel phone number or resort that you will be staying at, their phone number, email, your travel agent's phone number, car rentals phone numbers. You should have all of those stored so that you can start calling people and saying, you know, hey, I'm stuck here. You know, if it's before 6 o'clock and you can cancel your hotel, do so. That way you don't have to pay for it. And also check on your travel insurance. It's good to have vacation travel insurance in those instances as well. That way you can be reimbursed or compensated for having to spend money on hotels or renting cars. So you should have that information with you. So these are just some tips on ways that you can be prepared for being stuck in an airport. And nobody wants to be stuck in an airport. That is for sure. It really can be very, very stressful. Say, for example, you're going away for the weekend and your vacation is only a few days, then a 3-day vacation, and you certainly don't want to lose 3 days being stuck in an airport. You want to be at your hotel or you want to be at your all-inclusive resort. So I do recommend that you just take the time and just go and talk to gate agents. You can say give them a McDonald's gift certificate, a Starbucks gift certificate for coffee, things like that. Little nice things that you can do for the gate agent, because the gate agent decides who gets on the plane and who's going. And that's the person you want to be nice to. Most people are yelling at them. They're doing the exact opposite. That is something you never want to do. And most people don't know that you can tip airline personnel $100 or less. So you can tip pilots, you can tip flight attendants, you can tip gate agents. They're allowed to have tips. Most people don't know that, but you can do that. Don't be obvious with it. If you're going to tip a gate agent, you would palm them, you know, like shake their hand, not let people know. But yeah, that's another way to do it. People do it. So if you're stressed and say you have your family, you got babies, your little children running around, and you're stuck in an airport, can't get a hotel room, your gate agent can be your best friend. It's just knowing how to talk to them. So the airport has fallen apart, and you cannot get a boarding pass out of the machine. You've signed up for flight notifications. You don't know what gate you're at, and you're chasing the plane from gate to gate to gate to gate, and you're getting frustrated. Well, the only thing you can do is keep chasing the plane. That is all you can do. They have a lot of gate changes when the airport falls apart, unfortunately. So you will go from, it'll say, it might not even have the gate listed. You might have to just keep checking on your cell phone or keep checking on the airline website for your gate. But your only alternative is just to keep following where the airplane is supposed to be departing from, and do not get frustrated. Sometimes things just go wrong and you have to be prepared for it. So that is one of the best ways to do it. Once again, you're listening to the Skychi Travel Guide online, and every Travel Tuesday from 1 p.m. Central to 2 p.m. Central, we will be talking flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. Please call in to 312-754-4333 to let us know what topic you would like to hear about next week. You can also follow the Skychi Travel Guide on Facebook at www.facebook.com, the Skychi Travel Guide, and also subscribe to our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com, to learn more about our travel experiences. And so today, if you have if you're just joining into our broadcast, you can look for the broadcast on YouTube as well at the Skychi Travel Guide Live. We are there as well. And subscribe to that so that you'll get our upcoming videos. Today's broadcast, we talked to Anise Hayes from Atlantic Impact, and she shared with us the program Atlantic Impact and how they are preparing a group of at-risk Detroit students to go on an international trip to Barbados and the ways to prepare them. And so you can also look on YouTube for that interview as well. And we also talked about hip-hop's promising new role in youth therapy in an article that was written by the Huffington Post about my daughter, Centurine Robinson, who was born in Belgium. And she uses Meek Mill's Chief Keef, and Rick Ross to connect with youth and counseling. And that is one of the ways to prepare people to broaden them if you want to take them on an international trip. So once again, this is the Skychi Travel Guide Live. Tune in with us every Travel Tuesday, and follow us at the SkychiTravelGuide.blogspot.com. Ciao!